if you're looking for a sensible, top of the range, off-roader, we call them SUVs nowadays, but Land Rovers were the original 4x4s, which is what we used to call them before the word SUV was imported from America. This is £59,000. It's got the 3-litre SD V6 engine with the 8-speed ZF automatic gearbox. We actually own a Land Rover Discovery 2. This is the 4. So this is the very latest incarnation. It's got 250 horsepower. Our own TD5 Discovery 2 has got 115 horsepower, and it is underpowered, but it's a manual. This is pretty quick. It does 0-60 in 8.8 seconds, and it's got a top speed of 118 miles an hour, I think it says. Here's a, just catch this XJR going past. There we go. That sounds nice, doesn't it? So if you want something posh, go for a Range Rover. If you want something sensible, and I've seen so many farmers in these, go for a Discovery 4, because it's a very practical prospect, the Disco 4. You've got these very low, deep pockets like the original Discovery. The seats have these armrests, which are again very similar, and there are less high-end materials in the cabin and more practical. You've got a lot more plastic than you have in the Range Rover, but it all looks very nice with these, with the aluminium and steel bits dotted around. You've still got a leather dash top on here. Actually, my wife's Discovery 2 has Alcantara on the door top, but it's leather here. You've got the typical Jaguar Land Rover infotainment, which has got digital radio, sat nav integrated. Most of the things you control with buttons. There are not a million toys in this car, but it does everything. It's got heated seats in the front, and it's got heated seats in the back too. Let's fire it up. For example, in the Range Rover, these vents are very posh. That's quite rubbery with a strong aluminium surround. The roof is not headlined in Alcantara. It's headlined in the usual sort of. It's not focused very well in the usual material that you find in most other cars. 2 glove boxes. Your USB cable is in there, and you've got another glove box down here. In the back seats, which we'll sit in a minute, they're pretty spacious, but actually they're not as much knee room as in a Range Rover. You've got a fridge under the armrest there. See, there's a little switch, you can turn it on and off. 2 cup holders there. Electronic parking brake, which is pretty stupid. I say stupid because they're just not as good as manual parking brakes. It is one modern innovation that isn't as good as the old way of doing it. A manual handbrake feels much inspires confidence that it's actually on, whereas electronic parking brakes don't so much. In keeping with Discovery, it's got 2 sunroofs. In fact, it's not. It's got 3 sunroofs. I hadn't spotted that before. You've got extra set of seats in the boot. The tail actually opens top and back like the old. So you've got the top comes up and the bottom comes down, just like the in the original Range Rover. Yeah, I'm 5'10". There is knee room, but not as much as in a Range Rover. But again, this is built for practicality. You've got leather on top, but then you've got plastic down at the bottom. And let me show you. You got the flat floor here, so dirt from wellies and things, it falls out, which is typical Land Rover simplicity. You can see the same at the front there as well. And the bottom of the doors here, there, when you shut the door, it covers the sill, so that the sills don't get muddy. Got very bling wheels on this one. I like this to drive. It's pretty fast. It's pretty powerful, and it'll go anywhere. I have driven around farmers' fields in these before, in a Discovery 4, and it really does go anywhere. You've not got tons of ground clearance. There's actually more ground clearance in a Discovery 2, but it's still a go anywhere car. It's very practical, it's very expensive, but then again, it's not a faux SUV, it really is an off-roader, a proper 4x4.